You know that giant can sitting next to your computer? The one you bought because you were tired?
Yeah, that little bastard is part of a $90 billion industry. An industry that somehow convinced an entire generation that the solution to being exhausted is to drink something that makes your heart file a complaint. Monster, Red Bull, Celsius, Ghost, Bang, Prime, Reign, Alani, there are hundreds of brands fighting for the same thing, your exhaustion. This whole thing starts with a truck driver, not a Silicon Valley founder, not a Harvard dropout, a Thai truck driver named Chaleo Uvidya, who in 1976 invented a drink called Krating Dang, a sweet, syrupy energy tonic, sold in small glass bottles at gas stations across Thailand, popular with truck drivers and factory workers who needed to stay awake on long shifts. That's it. That's the origin story of the entire energy drink industry, a Thai truck driver's stimulant. Then in 1982, an Austrian marketing executive named Dietrich Mateschitz visits Thailand. He tries Krating Dang, and he gets an idea. He partners with Chaleo. They reformulate the drink, carbonate it, put it in a slim silver can, give it an English name, Red Bull. Red Bull launches in Austria in 1987. It spreads across Europe, then hits America in 1997. And then something happens that nobody in the beverage industry expected. It becomes the coolest drink in the world. Not because it tastes good. Red Bull tastes like liquid candy mixed with a vitamin. Nobody is drinking Red Bull because they love the flavor. They're drinking it because Red Bull spent its entire marketing budget not on TV commercials, but on sponsoring the most insane human activities on Earth. Formula One racing, cliff diving, snowboarding. A man jumping from the stratosphere in a spacesuit. Felix Baumgartner, 2012, 24 miles above Earth, Red Bull suit, Red Bull capsule, Red Bull cameras. He jumped and survived and broke the sound barrier with his body. That's a marketing campaign. Red Bull didn't say, drink this and feel good. Red Bull said, drink this and become the kind of person who does things like that. Translation: Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Now let's talk about Monster. Monster entered the market in 2002 with one very simple strategy. More. Everything. More caffeine, more volume, more extreme, more aggressive, more everything Red Bull is, but bigger and louder and cheaper. Where Red Bull came in a slim 8.4-ounce can and positioned itself as premium and European, Monster delivered 16 ounces at a similar price. Essentially twice the product for the same money. It worked. Monster became the second biggest energy drink brand on Earth. And then the lawsuits started. In December 2011, a 14-year-old Maryland girl named Anaïs Fournier went into cardiac arrest and died after drinking 2 Monster energy drinks in a 24-hour period. Her family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the company. 14 years old, 2 cans, dead. Monster's response? The company said it was unaware of any fatality anywhere that has been caused by its drinks and planned to fight the lawsuit. Unaware of any fatality. In July 2012, a healthy 19-year-old named Alex Morris went into cardiac arrest and died after regularly drinking Monster over a 3-year period. His family filed a wrongful death lawsuit in 2013. In November 2011, a healthy 33-year-old Brooklyn man named Corey Terry suffered a heart attack and died after downing Red Bull between basketball games. Multiple people, different ages, different brands, same outcome. Emergency room visits involving energy drinks doubled between 2007 and 2011. Doubled in 4 years. And the industry's response to all of this? They hired better lawyers and kept selling. Here's something the energy drink industry did that is genuinely brilliant in the most cynical way possible. For years, Monster specifically, classified their drinks not as beverages, but as dietary supplements. Why does that matter? Because dietary supplements have completely different labeling requirements than food and beverages. They don't have to list caffeine content on the nutrition label. They don't have to comply with the same FDA food safety standards. They operate in a significantly less regulated space. Monster was selling you a drink and calling it a supplement, so they didn't have to tell you exactly what was in it or how much. In 2013, after the wrongful death lawsuits and the public pressure, Monster voluntarily switched from marketing as a dietary supplement to marketing as a conventional food and beverage. Voluntarily. After the dead teenagers. Not because the government forced them, not because of a new law, because enough people died that the PR cost was becoming more expensive than the regulatory freedom was worth. Everything we just talked about. Red Bull, Monster, the lawsuits, the dead teenagers, the supplement trick. That's the industry Celsius walked into. And Celsius looked at all of that, all of it, and said, we can do this better. We can sell the same thing, but make it sound healthy. Celsius launched in 2005. It positioned itself as a fitness drink, not an energy drink, a fitness drink, one that claimed to boost metabolism, burn body fat, accelerate results, not stay awake, not party all night, burn fat, boost metabolism, fitness. It was genius because it took the energy drink, which by 2020 was getting increasingly bad press, and repackaged it as a health product, your gym drink, your workout companion, your healthy alternative. Revenue went from $57 million in 2019 to $1.3 billion by 2023, a 2,000% increase in 4 years. 2,000% in 4 years. The stock went from basically nothing to nearly $100 a share. Every gym influencer on Instagram had one in their hand. Every TikTok workout video had a Celsius in the corner of the frame. Celsius became the third biggest energy drink brand in America seemingly overnight, and then people started digging. Celsius marketed their drinks as containing no preservatives. That was on the can, on the website, in the marketing materials. No preservatives. A class action lawsuit alleged that Celsius drinks actually contain citric acid, which is a preservative. They said no preservatives. The drink had a preservative in it. Celsius settled for $7.8 million. No admission of wrongdoing, pay the fine. Admit nothing, keep going, and well, history repeats.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has launched an investigation into the energy drink company Celsius, which owns the popular energy drink brand Alani Nu, over concerns the product is being marketed to children and teenagers. Each can of Alani Nu contains 200 milligrams of caffeine. This is a level medical professionals say is dangerous for young people and can cause several health issues. Despite that, critics say that the brand is designed to appeal to younger consumers. The investigation comes after a Texas family sued the company, claiming their 17-year-old daughter died allegedly linked to the drink's high caffeine content. Paxton says the investigation will determine whether Celsius and Alani Nu misled consumers.
While all the Celsius stuff is happening, 2 YouTubers decided they wanted a piece of the energy drink money. Logan Paul and KSI. They launched Prime in 2022, and then Prime Energy in 2023. A drink that would catch Chuck Schumer's attention in the Senate. Yes, a drink 2 YouTubers made caught the Senate Majority Leader's attention. Here's why. One 12-ounce can of Prime Energy contains 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's the equivalent of more than 2 cups of coffee, roughly 6 cans of Coca-Cola, or 2.5 cans of Red Bull, 6 cans of Coke in one drink. Marketed by men whose audience is predominantly children. Schools across the US, UK, and Australia banned Prime from their campuses. Then the recalls happened.
There's one less energy drink for Canadians to get their fix, as Prime Energy has been taken off what few shelves it was on. That's after the Canadian Food Inspection Agency announced the products were being recalled following a risk assessment by Health Canada. The drink is advertised as having 0 sugar and low in calories, but what it does have is caffeine. And it's at a level Health Canada says should not be sold in the country.
Here's the secret the energy drink industry figured out before any of them had $1 billion. You're not selling caffeine, you're selling an identity. Red Bull didn't sell you a drink. They sold you the feeling of being someone who jumps from space. Monster didn't sell you caffeine. They sold you the feeling of being the most intense person in the room. Celsius didn't sell you an energy drink. They sold you the feeling of being the healthiest person at the gym. Prime, they sold you hype. And people bought it. Can buy, can buy, can. It's some of the best marketing from one industry in this capitalist society you'll ever see. Period. They didn't just sell us a drink. They sold us the idea that being exhausted was something we could buy our way out of.